Get ready, get set, grow. Life is now in session. Are you ready? Welcome to Win with Willie. Thank you for spending part of your beautiful Saturday evening with me and the rest of the folks that's on this Win with Willie series. Let me challenge you. Get ready, get set. Let's grow together. Facebook family, hey, I need you to like. I need you to share, and I need you to make comments. I'm going to repeat that several times as well. My YouTube watchers, same for you. I need you to make comments, and I need you to hit that subscribe button. Last week, we kind of set the stage for a few points about the 15th invaluable laws of growth, about intentionality. We kind of laid the foundation. And this week, we're just going to dive just a little bit deeper. Obviously, we're just scratching the surface because your personal growth is about you, about being intentional. And see, personal growth is about you being intentional, and it doesn't happen automatically. You and I have to do something. We have to do something. If I sound a little enthusiastic and passionate about this topic, yes, I am. Because I'm challenging you to change your mind, change your habits, and you can change your life. Let me repeat that. Change your mind, and then change the habits, and then you can change your life. Last week, we just touched on a couple of the few of the law of intentionality. The three we talked about last week was the assumption gap. You assume that you would automatically grow, and you and I both know that. We just have birthdays. We talked about the knowledge gap. I don't know how to grow. You know you don't know how to grow. We all don't know how to grow. And we talked about the timing gap. It's not the right time to start. But I left you with the question last week hanging, when is the right time to start? And the time to start is now. And this week, we're going to dive into a little bit about 5 other principles of living intentionally, growing intentionally. The mistake gap, the perfection gap, the inspiration gap, the comparison gap, and the expectation gap. I see my buddy Lori Sears is watching. Thank you, Lori, for watching. Appreciate you watching. Absolutely. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to share, and don't forget to make some comments. Let me share this quick story with you. Listen to this about the law of intentionality. See, when New York Police Chief William Bradley took over office, the crime in New York was extremely, extremely high. And he brought in 6 of his leaders, and he asked them, do you believe we can drastically reduce crime in New York? 4 of those officers, leaders said no. They didn't believe that they could. They could probably hold things steady at a steady pace, but could not drastically cut the crime. 2 said yes. And the 2 that said yes, Chief Bradley shook their hand and said, you are going to help me with this transformation. But the 4 that said no, that we can't drastically reduce crime, he fired them immediately. In other words, he said, I can't have someone on my team that don't believe they can make a positive difference. And the point is, ladies and gentlemen, transformation starts with your thinking and your belief system that you can make a difference, that you see value in you and you see value in others. Being honest and having integrity with yourself and have integrity with people. Being intentional, you make a great team. You make a great team, a team for yourself, and you have to be intentional. You got to have a desire. You got to have a belief that you can make a difference. Change your mind, change your habits, and you can change your life. Let's talk about a couple tonight. Get your notepad out, invite some friends, have the popcorn, and let's get going. Okay, let's talk about this mistake gap. Life is about mistakes. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. We get told a no quite a bit growing up. But a mistake is only a simple way, another way of doing things differently. You have to make mistakes if you're going to get better. That's part of the process. But sometimes we are, as adults, as children, and we encourage our children most of the time to not make mistakes. We need to encourage our children to take risks because mistakes are part of deliberately growing. That's how you learn. Those mistakes and those evaluating those mistakes. How can we do things differently? But you can't be afraid of making mistakes. Take risk. How about this one? The perfection gap. Oh, I have to find the best way to start. No, you have to get started. I like to use this quote from one of my mentors, Pardon Martinelli. He always say, jump and build your wings on the way down. Take the risk. Just jump. Just start. Just start. There's no perfection way. Only way you become perfect, which you never will, but only way that you can is do. And you must start. The road to success is not a perfect road to success, but it's a road. And the first step, the thinking about it, is not the first step. The first step in your road to success is the first step. And guess what? That first step is not always the perfect step, but you can't ever perfect unless you start. Oh, I hear this quite a bit. The inspiration gap. I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. Well, that's kind of life, isn't it? Sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed. Sometimes I don't feel like getting on my elliptical that's only a few feet from me. Sometimes I don't feel like reading. Sometimes I don't feel like coming on this live telecast. But the moment you don't feel like it is the moment you should take action, because that is the moment that you are uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable, that means that you are in your growth zone. Nike canned the phrase many years ago, just do it, just do it. And majority of the time, you and I just don't feel like it, but we must do it anyway. You looking for that inspiration? No. You looking for that motivation? No. I like to use this quote. Motivation might get you going, but it's the discipline that keeps us growing. Didn't say going, growing. We must continue to grow. That's the discipline. Mel Robbins came up with this book called The 5-Second Rule. Some of you may have that book in your library. I highly recommend you purchase that book or read about her. But she came up with the book. It's basically the 5-second rule. And it kind of saved her life. It turned her life around. Instead of counting up, she counted down. And she made it a habit when she didn't feel like doing something, which was most of the time, most of us, she was count down and she would activate 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take off. And she got a habit of doing that when she didn't feel like getting out of bed, when she didn't feel like going to the gym, when she didn't feel like eating right, when she didn't feel like reading. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. And then how about this one? How about the comparison gap? Someone is always better than I am. Absolutely. Someone is always better at what you do. And that should be an inspiration to you to be around that person that's doing what you like to do, have been gifted to do, that's doing it better than you and I. If you are the smartest person in the room, let me challenge you that you're probably in the wrong room. How can you grow when you're not around people that are better than you are? So don't compare. Your gifts are unique to you. Your talents are unique to you. No one can do it the way you do it. No one can do it the way you do it because you are unique and you are special and you are gifted the way God gifted you. You and I have different fingerprints and we do things differently. So don't compare. Yeah, I've been through that. We always want to compare. Sometimes we look at Facebook and we look at social media and we see what people are doing. They taking this great vacation. They making so much money and they got this phenomenal job. And you just, oh, you feel paralyzed because I want to be like them. No, you be like you and do the best. Be intentional about your growth. Be intentional about your growth. The last one, the expectation gap. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought this growth was going to be easy. I thought my 5K was going to be easy. I thought my 10K was going to be easy. I thought my half marathon was going to be easy. Life is not easy. It's challenging. It's uphill all the way every day. Let me say that it's uphill all the way every day. It's uphill all the way every day. And you must be intentional about your growth every day because what you do today determines what you get tomorrow. And it may not come tomorrow, but you have to be consistently doing the things. Consistently doing the things. I like this is what Jim Rohn said about this. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. You can change your direction overnight because you can change your mind overnight. You can start changing your habits overnight. Then eventually you become a product of those habits, which in essence lead to a changed life. Just do it. Let me close with this story in regards to this personal growth, because personal growth is not a sprint. It's not a sprint. Excuse me. Personal growth is not a sprint. Personal growth is a marathon. Let me share this analogy about the Chinese bamboo tree. It takes about, you plant a seed for a Chinese bamboo tree, and it takes 5 years before it even sprouts above the surface. 5 years before it even sprouts above the surface. You as the planter, you as the farmer, you as the gardener, you are consistently watering that seed, even though you don't see any results. 5 years, you're working at it every day. You're tilling the soil. And guess what? You are surrounded by people that see you growing, but don't see any results. But you still reading, you still studying, you still adding value. And they are saying, where are the results of your work? They are the naysayers in your life. They are the dream robbers in your life. But you are the bamboo tree. You have to continue to water. You have to continue studying. You have to continue going to workshops. You have to continue working out. You can't run a marathon overnight. You have to work at it. You have to work at it consistently. And 5 years, all of a sudden, that bamboo tree sprouts above the soil. And in 5 weeks, that bamboo tree is approximately 90 feet in height. What's my message to you? As you continue to study, as you continue to read, as you continue to grow, as you continue to add value to yourself, as you continue to invest in you and see the value in you and serve other people, it may take 5 years before the fruit of your labor shows. And then where are the naysayers? 5 years, your performance improved. 5 years, your bank account increased. 5 years, your dreams are finally realized. It may take longer than 5 years. That's why I say personal growth. Life is not a sprint. Life is a marathon, and the naysayers are no longer with you anymore. Make sure that you invested in you. You are seeing the value in you. That's what I want you. So next week, invite a friend. Come back. We got more. We're going to talk about the law of awareness. You have to know yourself to grow yourself. And you have to know yourself to grow yourself. And we want to tap into that. This is the surface. This is the surface, and you're growing underneath. So if you have an opportunity to go to Amazon, purchase the 15th Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. I give that book to my some of my college students, as well as some of my high school students when they're graduating high school. My family members, I'm giving them the 15th Invaluable Laws of Growth because I want them to be the best version of themselves, growing intentionally. So I will see you next week. I'm excited about this personal growth plan. I challenge you to invite someone else to watch along with you, and have a great MLK Day on Monday. Go out and celebrate. Be blessed. See you next week. Same place, same time.